Welcome everybody back to the Boudoir. I am your host, Aisha Jones, and happy Galentine's Day, y'all. It is February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day. And Galentine's Day, if you don't know, is a day that you're supposed to show love to like all of the girls in your life. So like your girlfriends and your mom and your sister and your cousin and who else, everybody else that's a woman in your life that you really love and appreciate. So if you see this, make sure you tell a special lady in your life how thankful you are for them and how appreciative you are and how much you love them, and maybe send them a little something something if you want to. So since this is Galentine's Day, I'm sure you're all like tidied up in your house. Maybe you're cuddled up with your boo, or maybe you're just solo dolo this year. I hope you have something nice and comfortable to put on that makes you feel pretty and beautiful. Make sure you cook yourself a nice meal or order something that makes you feel like you are loved and you are well fed, honey, okay? And pour yourself up something, roll yourself up something. I don't know what you do in your spare time, but I do know for a fact that it is time for the boudoir. So yeah, do you guys have any fun Valentine's Day plans? I hope you guys are spending it with somebody special, whether that's just you and your lonesome and your pets, or if it's with somebody that you love. I hope you have a wonderful Valentine's Day. I love this holiday because it just makes you feel so like girly and loved. And I know people like to say like, oh, you can love people any day of the year, but it's like, girl, why not pick a day out of the year where you can love somebody extra special? Like, hello, it's a chance to get more presents and more love. Like, what's the problem with that? It's a win-win situation for everybody involved, in my opinion. And guess what? February 15th is the even bigger holiday, because that's when all of the chocolate and stuff is gonna go on sale at Walgreens. So that's where I'll be on February 15th. I don't know what y'all got going on the 14th, but as for me, I will be in the clearance section. No, but I actually, like, in recent years, as I've gotten older and like started making more money and was able to treat myself, I like to do something fun for me on Valentine's Day. So whether that's going out to lunch or going out to dinner or taking myself to like a nice massage or something, this year I'm just gonna keep it nice and chill and low-key. I'm just gonna go to a cafe or something and just read a book, or maybe do some knitting. I've been knitting a lot these days. I've been making some scarves and stuff, so I've been thinking about maybe doing that, and maybe even like going to the library or something. So just something low-key and chill. I'm gonna wear pink and I'm gonna do my makeup and stuff, because those are the things I love to do that make me feel girly. So you know I gotta do that. So I'll probably like go to a cafe and then maybe go pick up some flowers from the store and then cook something nice for dinner. I kind of have a taste for like a nice steak or something, so maybe, I don't know, we'll see if I can splurge and like get myself a nice cut of steak and maybe do some like grilled asparagus or something. My mouth is watering. So today we're gonna be talking about my turn-ons and turn-offs when it comes to dating, because I thought this would be a fun topic to like kiki over and chit chat, because I don't know, I just find it funny when people share their lists. And if you're into astrology, I'm a Virgo Venus, and we're known for like getting the ick within 2.5 seconds. Like, once I get the ick, it's over. And you know, sometimes I can be chronically single, but I just think that, you know, life is too short to spend your time with somebody that you have to tolerate and put up with. I don't think I should have to do that. Like, there's plenty of people in my life that I don't have to tolerate to be around, you know? So I don't think I should have to sacrifice when it comes to romantic partnerships. So on the outside, it could look like I'm picky. I don't really think I'm picky, but you can let me know once I get into the list, okay, honey? I wanted to take a second to talk about the state of the dating pool, because as you know, if you're on TikTok and all these other social medias, everybody is always like, oh, the dating pool has pee in it and has all sort of bodily functions and fluids in it. And I can't say that they're wrong, you know? I've kind of had this shift in my mindset recently of like, I don't want to just put a blanket statement over something like that, like, oh, the dating pool is garbage, because I don't know, I don't want to speak that into the world. Like, I'd like to think that there's a pot for every lid, and then that there's one for and that there's someone for everyone. So I don't know, I've been trying to like shift my narrative a little bit, but yes, at the core, the dating pool does have poo poo and pee pee in it. Hence why a lot of us are still single, not just because we're working on ourselves and making sure that we're stable and creating careers for ourselves. In my case, like, I'm single because I'm very career driven and I'm very focused on the prize, and like I don't have time to be distracted by nonsense. So if you're gonna take me off the market, and you know I'm gonna have to allocate some time to you, you got to bring it. You got to bring it with all the things I'm going to list here today. So why don't we get started? We're going to start with my turn-ons in men because I want to end on a negative note. I think negativity is fun, and I don't know, I just have way more, well, it's kind of balanced, but we'll see. My first turn-on, and probably the most important out of everything in this list, is emotional intelligence, honey. Okay, listen, above all else, you know, you can have a nice pocket, you know, your bank account might look nice, you might be 6'7", you might have a deep voice, you know, you could look like Jason Momoa. That's cute and that's great, but how's your emotional intelligence? That's what I want to know. I want to know, when's the last time you've cried? Have you processed all of the trauma you've gone through? Do you have mommy issues? Do you have daddy issues? It's not to judge you, it's not to cast you out, but it's to make sure you are aware of the things that you need to be aware of. Because if I'm aware of it and you're not aware of it, I don't like that. I don't want to have to pick up the pieces and like try to heal for you. That's a journey you have to take onto yourself. And through healing comes emotional intelligence and emotional maturity, which is why it's at the top of my list. I think it's the most important thing to make a relationship work. Like there can be nothing else if there isn't that solid foundation of understanding humans and empathy and knowing when to say I'm sorry and I was wrong. Like I can't deal with the overly like ego driven and like I can never be wrong type, you know? So emotional maturity is extremely important to me. It is paramount. That is why it's at the top of this list, girl. Because if it's not there, it's not gonna work. It's just, I'm not gonna be able to make it. I'm sorry. And knowing how to read the room, like I just like somebody who knows how to take the initiative, and like if they see that, you know, somebody needs help, for example, if a lady on the plane is struggling with putting her bags up on the thing, right? He's gonna get up and he's gonna take care of it. Or like if he can just sense the vibes in the room, he's not gonna you know, make it worse. He's going to be able to read the room and understand. I feel like I have a good gauge on, you know, reading the room. So I kind of would like somebody that's able to match that energy. And along with that, along with the emotional intelligence and knowing how to read the room, comes with good people skills. Like, it is just so attractive to me when somebody has great people skills and can just, you know, treats people with respect and stuff. I like that. That is my thing, okay? People skills and problem solving skills. Like there's nothing I can't stand more than like weaponized incompetence and acting like, oh, I'm so helpless, I don't know what to do, Google doesn't exist all of a sudden. Like, no, I like somebody that takes the initiative, can see that there's a problem, and is willing to step in and help. If you see that my mother is struggling with groceries, just for an example, you know, help bring the groceries in. Like, I shouldn't have to ask you to do these things. Like, you should just have it like in you to want to do that and spring in and help. Okay, again, these aren't things that are so like, whoa, how could you ask anybody to do that? Like, these are things that I feel like I already do, so I would expect you to be able to match that or be above. You know, I don't ever ask something of someone that I can't also provide, because like I feel like I should have that too, you know? Someone with like a nice jovial spirit too. Like, you don't have to be like an extrovert or anything like that, but somebody that's just welcoming, like smiles at people and is polite and kind. Like, I just like somebody that's very kind-hearted. My next turn on is someone who has matured past the childish antics, okay? Just someone who's evolved, like somebody who has seen the error of their past ways. Like, everybody has a past, everybody has a shadow, but somebody who can acknowledge it and own up to maybe their wrongdoings and evolve past that. Like somebody who just is always looking to better themselves. Because I feel like I'm also the same way. Someone who is always looking for ways to grow. Also, knowing when to say you're wrong. I think I said this before, but like knowing when you're wrong and being able to own up to that, I think is the most attractive trait, because there's nothing worse than someone who's just so like arrogant and like, oh, I can never be wrong. Like that is so unattractive to me. We're getting ahead. We're going into turn off territory, but I just have to make it known. Like that's just so ew. Like grow up, okay? We can be wrong sometimes. You're not always going to be right, and we shouldn't have to tiptoe around your emotions. No, if you're wrong, you need to be able to receive that. Even if it doesn't feel good, you need to be able to receive that, take the criticism, and move accordingly, okay? Also, not always having to have the last word. Like, to me, somebody who's evolved and somebody who has grown past the childish antics is like not looking for an argument. Like every time there's an issue or if there's an area of conflict, it doesn't have to mean that we're now at an all-out war and we have to like bring up the most worst, nastiest words we can kind of come up with. Like, no, you should be able to take criticism and not have to like all of a sudden call me an ugly ass bitch or something. Like, whoa, how did we get there? I'm scared. Like, I don't know what's going on. I don't like somebody that always has to like get the last word. Like, it's too much. It's too much competing energy for me, and like I'm weirded out. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So like a mature, evolved person doesn't need to have the last word in an argument and is genuinely looking to resolve conflict. Again, a problem solver. Someone who's not looking to be right. Somebody who's not, you know, trying to go out of their way to humble somebody. Ew. No, 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 no. Somebody who is genuinely trying to, you know, grow through the situation and grow past it and help, you know? That's what I like. Being extremely knowledgeable about something, I love that. I love somebody who can teach me, who can like tell me all about something and like has something that they're very passionate about. Show me something. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I don't care if it's construction. I don't care if it's finance, investment. I don't care. I just want you to teach me something. I like to connect with people on a mental level, and I just love to have like stimulating conversation. So tell me something, okay? Because I like to think I'm a girl who knows a little bit about a lot of things, okay? So if you can show me something that I have never heard of, or like new theories that I've never heard, I'm all ears. I'm all ears. I want to know. Tell me about it. So like bring new perspectives to the conversation. Like I love people who can just talk about any and everything, and we can just sit up at 3 a.m. and talking about everything on the sun. I love a good non-judgmental, like just free thinker. That is my thing. Just tell me what you know. I want to know. Okay, another turn on of mine is a calm and level-headed man. Not nonchalant. Not nonchalant. There's a difference. I like somebody who is calm and level-headed. Again, we were talking about not needing to have the last word in an argument. Someone who's just going to be like, it's not worth it to argue about this. I'm just going to stay calm. I don't need to get riled up. I've processed my emotions and my trauma, and I'm not going to lash out and punch a wall if I get angry. Like, we can't have that. We can't have that. I like somebody who's calm, doesn't need to be in the spotlight, doesn't need to be in the center of attention. Because honestly, I can be like that sometimes. If we need balance in a relationship, I have to be the one that's the center of attention, and you have to be comfortable with that. Especially because of what I do. I do a lot of social media and like taking pictures and stuff. You have to be comfortable with that. To be with me, you have to be comfortable with me being in the spotlight, me being outside and like partying and stuff. But like you got to be comfortable with that. So somebody who's calm and like not gonna get jealous if they see me outside, like I kind of have to be for what I do in my career. So you got to be comfortable with that. You can't be breathing down my neck and pressuring me, because that is the quickest way to be left and single. I don't do the what are you wearing and take that off and you can't do that. No, it's not gonna work for me. No, sorry. No, I can't. I hate being told what to do. Like, no, I can't. I love a man with a kind, nurturing spirit who wants to, again, problem solve and who's there to be a listening ear. I love somebody who's kind and nurturing at their spirit. And last but not least, for my turn-ons, is healthy masculinity. Someone who has evolved past like the rage and like the you know, overly toxic mannerisms and behaviors, and somebody who is very secure and comfortable with themselves. And yes, I do respect a little chivalry. I like to have doors opened. I like to have, you know, chairs pulled out for me. I do like all of the cute girly things. Like, who doesn't? So somebody who naturally does that is my man, like all the way. Now let's get into the turnoffs, okay? This is the real tea. This is like, if you do any of these things, it's done the first time. It's clipped the first time. I don't have time to sit and wait and find out what's gonna happen next. I don't care. I gotta go. Sorry. Number one is stinginess. A stingy man is going to get you very hurt in the long run. I promise you that. Whether it's emotionally, I don't know, they're going to get you hurt. They're not going to take you into consideration. And you know what? I'm very strategic with the things that I put on my list, because a lot of the times they all are interconnected and they're all intertwined, right? Because somebody who is stingy is not considerate. Somebody who is stingy is not nurturing. You see how this works? Like, these things all work in tandem. So like, if you're stingy, I automatically know you're not going to be considerate. You're gonna be annoyed if you have to pay for my Uber back home from the date. You're gonna be annoyed if everything costs money and like you have to pay for parking or whatever. Like, I just can't deal with it. Like, I don't like feeling like I'm indebted to somebody and like you're doing something because you have to. I hate that feeling. I don't like feeling like I'm walking on eggshells around you and like I gotta order the cheapest thing on the menu. Now I'm not gonna sit here and go out of my way and, you know, order something crazy just for the sake of it. But I'm saying, like, it's the principle. Like, if you are taking somebody out and it is the understanding that you are going to take care of them. That's just how I see it. That might be old school for some people. I don't know. That's just what works for me. So I don't want to have to feel like I'm, you know, I don't want to step on anyone's toes when I'm around you. I can't with the stinginess. It's just not going to work. Call it sprinkle sprinkle if you'd like, that's fine, you know, but I just can't, because fundamentally it's just not a good trait to have, because it's very selfish. It's very selfish. It's a very much a lack mindset. Like, ooh, I can't give out my money because I'm not gonna have any more. Like, I can't do it. Number two, this might be a little controversial, but this is just me. I don't like it when somebody uses a lot of vulgar language around me that I'm dating, because I feel like you should have a level of respect for the person you're with. Now, I'm not saying you have to be clean cut, you can never curse, but somebody who like excessively uses a lot of language, and especially don't throw around any B words directed towards me. Definitely don't curse at me. Don't do that. Like, that's scary. That's scary behavior. I don't like that. It's very aggressive. I don't like aggressive men. I don't like aggressiveness. I don't like feeling like you're gonna, you know, blow up at me at any second. That's very jarring for me. I don't like that. I like to feel safe. I like to feel calm. I like to feel like I can relax. If I don't feel safe around you, you're gonna get my mean side. You're gonna get the Ice Queen Aisha. Ice Queen Aisha is an ice queen around men that make me feel unsafe. But you get nice Aisha, angel Aisha, when you make me feel safe. So yeah, I don't do the excessive cursing. I definitely don't do any cursing in arguments. Like, do not call me out of my name. Like, I will leave you instantly. Like, I can't do that. No. Don't raise your voice at me. I'm not one of your bros. I'm not your father. I'm not one of your homeboys. Do not yell at me, because I'm not like, what do I look like yelling at a grown man? And also, as a grown man, what do you look like yelling at me, a little girl? Like, that's freako behavior. That's weird. Yeah, that was next to my list. Being yelled at or talked down to. Like, that's just, I don't do that. I don't roll with that. I don't like feeling belittled. Don't insult my intelligence. Don't lie to me. These are like dumb things that like everybody would have on their list, but like, don't lie to me. Don't manipulate me. Don't treat me as if I'm down here and you're up here. Don't tell me what to wear. Don't tell me where I can and can't go. Now, that's not to say if you have a genuine concern and it genuinely makes you feel a type of way if I'm doing something, I'll listen. I'll take it into consideration. But the second you start taking away my autonomy as a person, you gots to go, sir. It's just not gonna work. I will feel so unsafe around you, and you'll never like being around me, because I'm gonna treat you very, very mean. Because the second you're mean to me, I'm gonna give it to you 10 times harder. Okay, next up unchecked homophobia. I mean, that is the most unattractive trait in a man to me. Like somebody who is so like either running from something that's true about them, or they're just ignorant. I don't like the ignorant, the racism, all of that stuff, the transphobia. Get it together. It's 2024. Gay people are here to stay. I don't know what to tell you. Get it checked out. And whatever you're running from that you need to come to terms with, or whatever you're just ignorant about, you need to fix it. Because a lot of homophobia translates into other areas too. Like they could be very rageful, they can have unhealed trauma, they can not be a mature person. And I just think that it's a sign of low intelligence. I don't care how rich you are, I don't care whatever you have. If you are racist, homophobic, any of those things, you are low class to me. Like you're uneducated. I can't deal with the uneducated people, so you gotta go. You gotta figure it out, or you gotta go. Ugh, this is another pet peeve. Poor treatment to service workers or people that are quote unquote beneath them. Nobody's beneath anybody, but what I mean by that is being rude to wait staff, not tipping well, just treating them as if they're a nuisance. I will literally check them in front of the person. I hate when people are talked down to at their job. Like it is the most demoralizing feeling ever. I've worked retail before. I know what it's like to have assholes that just talk to you any type of way. So definitely wouldn't be laying up with somebody who is mean to service workers. Like, gotta go. Poor planning skills also gets on my nerves so bad. Like, if you say you want to do something, you better have the plan A through Z, or at least a general guideline of what we're going to do. Like, don't expect me to do it. Like, if you're going to take me somewhere, the expectation is that you already have the plan figured out. Don't sit there and, you know, act like, oh, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, take the initiative, plan something. Like, don't say I want to see you. Don't say, oh, I wish. Make it happen. I like people who make things happen. I don't like empty words. Make things happen. Next is being nonchalant about me. That's not gonna work. I'm a Leo. Like, you need to be obsessed with me. You need to be in love with me. There needs to be a sense of urgency when it comes to me. Like, you need to show me that you actually like me. Don't have me guessing and wondering if you like me. Like, I need to see it displayed. Again, I like actions. I don't like the words. The words are cute. I'll take the words too, you know, but I need the actions to go along with it, sir. Like, I need to see something. Show me how you feel. Don't be nonchalant. And lastly, being overly sexual, especially if we just like met each other. I think that's so weird and creepy. Like, somebody who's making sexual comments about you when you just met them. Like, whoa, you're a stranger. I don't know you. Stranger danger. Like, it's getting weird. I don't understand why people feel so comfortable to be overly sexual. Like, anything less than 3 dates, dial it back. Now, once we get to know each other and you want to make little flirty comments, I like that. But people do too much sometimes, like especially in DMs. Like, come correct. I don't like the overly sexual and like weirdo shit. Nope, I can't do it. Sorry. Okay, so of course, being me, I have a couple more turn-offs, but these are like silly, goofy turn-offs. Like, yeah, I'll probably still reject you if you do these things, but these aren't as serious as the other ones. So first on my list is aggressive or like dangerous driving. No. Okay, I'm precious cargo. Do not text and drive while I'm in the passenger seat. Do not, especially drink and drive, like duh. But like, I don't like the aggressive, like merging in and out of lanes and like speeding. Like, after a certain point, you need to grow up and put that down, okay? You and your Honda Accord need to abide by the rules of the road and drive like a normal person, okay? Like, I can't with the aggressive driving. And it feels like you don't care about me or my safety, because it's like, why are you driving like that with me in the car? Like, hello? Getting called pet names way too early. Like, again, this goes into like the being overly sexual, like hun, babe, baby, princess. Like, I don't know you. Like, is it just me? Is that too much? Like, I just feel like if I don't know you like that, you don't need to, you know, go too hard. Like, a little bit here and there is fine, but like, if you're doing it constantly and it's date one, I'm weirded out. I don't know you like that. Please call me by my first name, or if you forgot my name, ask. But enough with like the baby and the pet names and stuff. That's for later once I get to know you, but we're strangers. Okay, so this next one is a litmus test. That is it litmus or litmus? Whatever. It is a litmus test to determine how a guy is going to be. So this is what I do. I like astrology, and I like to ask men what they think about astrology because their answer tells a lot about them. Now, I don't care if you don't like astrology. It really doesn't bother me. Like, I used to try to like have to prove people wrong, and like, no, it's so like I don't care anymore. If you don't like it, I really don't care. But if a guy is like overly critical of astrology after you tell him that you like it and you enjoy reading about it and researching it, that is a red flag, okay? Somebody that goes out of their way to like put something down and belittle something that you're interested in is going to be a problem later on. Just trust me, okay? That is my little test that I use, and there's like a variation of answers you're gonna get. You're either gonna get the one that like straight up is like, nah, that shit is stupid, like that's so fake, like how can my birthday determine blah, 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 blah. You're gonna get those. Then you're gonna get the guys that are like, oh, I don't really know much about astrology, but I know I'm a Aquarius or something, and they'll just kind of be like indifferent about it. They might indulge you and humor you and just listen to what you have to say, but they're not gonna like outwardly put it down. And then the third guy is going to be the guy that either already knows astrology or he's going to be interested in what you have to say because he just likes you so much. Even if on the inside, you talking about your moon conjunct Venus and at the 3rd degree, and he's looking like he don't understand, but he's still listening because he wants to listen to what you have to say. That's the keeper guy, okay? Now, sometimes they're a little sneaky and chameleons and they'll pretend like they want to listen just so that they can, get your panties off faster. But for the most part, of course, you're going to vet them in other areas, but I use that as a test to see what kind of person they are. It works, trust me. It always, without a fail, the guys that are like, ugh, this shit is so stupid are the worst guys. I promise you. You want guy 2 or 3 in that scenario. And this can be about anything. This can be about anime, Harry Potter, like something that's a little niche that they might not immediately be into. Just give it a try. Ask them what they think about it. And if they're like going out of their way to put it down, they're not the one for you. Move on. Okay, and then lastly, for my silly, goofy turnoffs, being too hee ha ha roasting with me. Like, I don't like that. We're not bros. We're not pals, okay? I am your girlfriend or I'm your lady or whatever, okay? Treat me as such. I don't want to always be the butt of the joke. So I don't like the hee ha ha's. Like, we can laugh. I crave laughter and like somebody who has a nice sense of humor, but I don't want to be the butt of the joke every single time. Like every single time, it gets a little much, okay? So those were all of my turn-ons and turn-offs. Do we have any in common? Are these too much? Are these too little? I personally think these are fine, and I think these are a great like benchmark to see what a person's going to be like. Now, of course, discernment. I got to do a whole podcast episode on how to vet people and how to discern who's right for you and who's not. You can tell a guy A through C of all the things you want, but eventually that mask is going to slip if they're not really about it. So, But yes, I hope you guys have an amazing Valentine's Day. And of course, if you want to be on the show or if you have any advice that you want to talk about, make sure you send us an email at asktheboudoir@gmail.com and you just might be featured on the show. I hope you have a happy Valentine's Day and a happy Galentine's Day, and I will talk to you guys next week. Bye!